There's something wrong with Gorilla Tag right now. Every few months, the forest map will randomly go very dark. No one knows who or what causes this. So in this video, I'm going to find out what's actually happening. This started almost 2 years ago in January 2024. Gorilla Tag just got a new update, so obviously everyone got on Gorilla Tag to see it. But when they got on the game, they noticed something strange. The forest map was way darker than usual. This was weird because even at night time, it never gets this dark. Players at the time were very confused, because something like this had never happened before, and luckily I was one of the players who experienced this. But unfortunately, I didn't record any of it, so I'll just describe what happened. I got on Gorilla Tag to practice branching and just skills in general. At first, I didn't even notice the game was way darker than normal, but when I was trying to branch, it was very difficult, because I couldn't see anything. Then I started to notice that the game was very dark. When I realized what was happening, I tried to go to beach, assuming it would be brighter, but when I got there, I found out it was extremely dark there too. Now it was clear, the whole game was like this. Because I couldn't do anything, I just got off the game. And when I got back on the next day, everything was normal. But I never really found out what happened. Since I had no recordings of it, it was impossible to find out what really happened. So I did some research, and I found some videos from the day. So I'll play them right now.
Why is Gorilla Tag so dark? Every map is so dark now. And the crack has cracked more. Beach, canyons, mountains. The others haven't been affected.
There is something wrong with Gorilla Tag. Every single map is very dark, like forest here. You can barely even see some of the branches, so it's kind of hard to play in comp. And like I said, it is in like every single map.
As you just saw, this was very confusing. Clearly no one knew why this was happening, and like I said earlier, this only happened for one day. But what if I told you this happened twice? People have claimed this has happened multiple times since the day, but there haven't been any videos or images to prove it, so we don't actually know if it was really happening. And it seemed like it would never happen again, until one day, the 31st of January, I got a message from my friend Wolfie PM, saying that mountains was way darker than normal. This was very rare. So obviously after seeing this, I wanted to find out what was going on. So I quickly got on Gorilla Tag and recorded this video. Okay, so I just got on Gorilla Tag and whoa, this is weird. The whole map is like this, just everything's just dark. Everything's so dark. As you can see, I was just exploring the map. I've only seen something like this once, so it was very interesting to see it again. I mean, there's some places lit up, but it just makes everything else scarier. I genuinely feel like I'm in a horror game right now. What is this? This is so weird. As you just saw, mountains was very dark. All of the lighting was gone, except for a few areas that were lit up. But the same thing happened in forest when it was dark. Areas like gazebo still had some light. So this wasn't anything crazy. Before we continue, shout out to my last 5 subscribers. If you want to be here next, then subscribe. Also remember to join my Discord server because we're so close to 3,000 members. The link is in the top of the description. But anyway, back to the video. But this was the first time I got something like this on recording. And it was also proof that this is still happening. Until now, the only recordings we've had of this were in January. Since I uploaded this video talking about the strange event, I haven't really thought about it since. But there have still been claims that this is happening. There hasn't been any new recordings, but there's a high chance this has happened since then. There have also been some very creepy stories about the maps going dark. This next story starts in 2024. In January, a player got on like normal, but something was very weird here. When he walked out into forest, he immediately noticed everything was very dark. This was really weird, because even when it's nighttime, it's never this dark. The only light in forest was the eerily lit gazebo. The player tried going to other maps, but he quickly realized something. It was like this in every map. Something like this had never happened before, so the player was very confused. He joined public lobbies to see if anyone else knew what was happening, but everyone was very confused. After a while, he went back to join the private code he was in before, but something wasn't right. There was another player in that code. He assumed it was just one of his friends messing with him, but when he looked out into forest, he knew this wasn't a normal player. Standing right there in gazebo was a tall, dark red player, directly in the middle of the light. Considering the whole game was dark, this was a very scary thing to experience, but he still wanted to investigate what was happening in the code, so he jumped down from Stump and went to approach the ghost. At first, everything seemed normal. The ghost was just standing there not moving, until it suddenly disappeared. This scared the player, because the ghost was in the code, but he had no idea where it was. He started searching every map, trying to find out where the ghost went. He looked in city, canyons, mountains, and even basement. He even searched in caves. He thought he saw something in mines, but it just turned out to be a jump scare. But when he finally got back to forest, the ghost was back, but this time it was on the bridge. Instantly, the player ran over to the ghost, and this time it didn't disappear. For a few minutes, they were both just standing there, until eventually, the ghost turned to look at him. Suddenly, the ghost began to chase him. Luckily, he made it to the computer just before the ghost caught him, and he left the code safely. When he got back on the next day, everything was normal. As you can see, this is a problem that Gorilla Tag has had for a while now. But now it's time to find out, what is actually causing this to happen? Why is every map going dark, and why has it happened multiple times? Was it just a glitch, or was it hackers messing with the game? When this first happened, people thought the game got hacked. They thought the hackers were trying to send some kind of warning to Gorilla Tag, and something worse was going to happen. But as you can tell, this wasn't actually what happened, because that would mean the game got hacked 5 separate times, and all the hackers wanted to do was just make the game dark. So obviously that isn't what happened. The other explanation people had was it was just a glitch, which is way more likely than the game getting hacked. People just assumed the lighting was there when they were designing the update, but in the actual game it just wasn't there. This is a very believable reason, but there's one more explanation, and this one is the most realistic explanation here, and it's because of this, the swamp map. Around this time, Gorilla Tag added a new map called Rotating. Around every month, we would get a brand new map here, and the first map we got was this swamp. As you can see, the swamp was very dark. When you played the map, you could barely see anything. So Gorilla Tag decided to make the map brighter, meaning they had to mess with the lighting. And in the update, they made the swamp brighter, but they made everything else very dark. The explanation is they made a mistake while changing the lighting, and made every other map very dark. And this would explain why maps like mountains randomly go dark sometimes. It's just developers changing the lighting in other maps. But none of the developers have actually told us what happened. So any of these reasons could be true, and we have no way of knowing which one it is. So the day where everything in Gorilla Tag went dark is still a mystery.